recording real quick. I just want to actually read through. So this is the Discord chat for you guys that are new. These are all the free channels that you guys should have access to. First thing that you should do is just come to the welcome tab, read through this fully. So read through this in its entirety. It tells you a little bit about each free channel that you guys have access to. And then here, if you guys want to join the free course, you can just go here. If you want to join any of these smaller packages, which we'll go over in a second, and then obviously the big kahooza right here, the full course membership will bang. So, you know, if you want to know more about each of these sections, just read through that right there. I just want to read through real quick this fundamental analysis from yesterday, just this USD. So USD right now is just crazy. The US dollar is probably the most unpredictable currency at the moment. If you take a look, you can clearly see that every headline related to coronavirus that comes out moves the dollar. We're expecting this to continue until there's a clear path towards a recovery in the US economy. So right now, there is a lot going on with US. Yesterday, there was a $1.6 billion awarded to this Novavax company, which is targeting to come out with a vaccine early 2021, like January. So any news like that is obviously positive because US just wants to vaccinate literally every single soul in the country so they can get back to pumping people as consumers and everything, which is what the market needs, what the dollar needs. So that being said, USD is at some critical levels right now. I'm going to pass this over to Nick. It is July 8th, Wednesday, and another Forex League live trading session. And let me stop sharing.
So Angelo, thanks for the quick fundamental update, guys. Good to be aware of the news as always. So yeah, with that said, we can jump over to DXY and kind of tackle this from a technical standpoint. So here we are, DXY, which is the dollar strength, US dollar index. We don't trade this, we just analyze this because it is.
Real quick.
What's that?
We should hit the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, go for it. So DXY, the US dollar is the reserve currency of the world. It's definitely important to analyze this because again, it makes up for 80% of all trades. So it's kind of good to pop in, see what DXY is doing, see if anything's changed, especially on this 4-hour time frame. Because again, a lot of major pairs, do, move as the US dollar does. So it's very important to understand what's going on with the US dollar. So let's go ahead and jump to the daily for a second. We're just going to do a once over, a quick glance on the daily time frame, see if anything has changed, take a look at sentiment and see if we're still very much with that sentiment. So very bullish, as we could see, very, very bullish on DXY. We did see price action kind of fall off here after the symmetrical triangle. So this was definitely, break of support, looking like it's a definite bearish leg to the downside. Looking bearish on recent price action here from May to now, but the overall trend is definitely more bullish than anything else. Now, for us to shake this, for us to change biases on this daily time frame, we really want to see this monthly level break. If we get below this monthly, then we'll really be saying, the overall trend is looking more bearish than anything else on this daily time frame. So we can drop to the 4-hour for a second. And, we can clearly see that the 4-hour is bearish, right? Here's that breakout of this ascending triangle, kind of fell out here, huge bearish leg to the downside. Then we get a little bit of consolidation, getting some higher lows in here, looking like a bit of a triangle, ascending triangle with our resistance being right where this 200 EMA was around 97.75. So we're actually seeing this triangle break, right? So we're seeing a transition to the downside, clean transition here, break of this higher low, retesting as resistance, looking like we're getting a lower high. And, we're getting some consolidation in this area, right around 97 flat, basically, which is a nice whole number. It's definitely a psychological level, but look, we're getting tons of exhaustion from this level. This is what we want to see. We can actually get rid of this trend line. This is definitely what we want to see, right? Break of support, clear break below. Here's the pullback, lower high forming off these trend lines, off these MAs. I mean, tons of exhaustion, bearish setups. This is definitely looking bearish on this time frame. So we're definitely looking to get lower, at least to 96.5, potentially all the way down towards our monthly where our negative 27 fib level is. But again, we're just going to wait for those confirmations. Yeah, DXY is looking bearish as hell right now. So definite. If like the momentum picks up here, and this is definitely a confirmed lower high, we're going to see a pretty large move to the downside. So with that said, we can then jump over to some other pairs. Let's take a look at AU first. Jump to the daily. Again, we'd always do the one look on the daily, see what's going on. Has anything changed? Clearly it's bearish, right? Has anything, again, has anything changed here? Have we broken this monthly? No, we have not yet. Once we break this monthly, we will then change our biases to, long on the daily time frame. So this is definitely an important level, this monthly right here. Price action is currently meeting the prior lower high. So we're definitely still bearish until this monthly level is broken. Just on this daily time frame, it's looking more bearish than anything else. But that doesn't mean current price action is not, bullish. So we can go to the 4 hour for a second. Let's see, very, very bullish on the 4 hour, clearly bullish. We came up to our monthly, saw a little double top action, transition to the downside, but then price action just went sideways. So we have a pretty broad ascending triangle here. Resistance being at 0.6965. We're getting some higher lows, kind of inching up, narrowing price action as it gets closer to this point over here. But again, this is broad because I say this is broad because the higher lows are not much higher than the previous, and the range is pretty big here. So like this is 100, 130 pips there on that swing. This one's probably about 100, 170 pips, 160 pips on that swing. So it's pretty broad, right? But this is analysis that we did on Sunday. So it's definitely still active as far as looking for long setups. Because again, this is bullish on the 4 hour time frame. We're getting higher lows. We want to see a bounce off this little structure level here at 0.69. Love to see that kind of pull back. And I want to move this out of the way actually. Would love to see this kind of drop a little lower and then get some, bullish setups off this level. Right now, we're seeing good structure formation because look, we have these MAs. They pulled back through the MAs. This is a really good sign. We want to see a little more consolidation or another quick move to the downside, and then huge bullish setups crossing back through the MAs, and you can enter on those price action setups alone. Very, very powerful how this is forming. It's forming good structure. Again, we're just looking to get in at the best possible area. We want to get in a high probability trade. And it's setting up pretty nicely to enter long on. And especially, guys, keep in mind, if DXY decides to drop, if we start seeing that move happen, that bearish leg happen here, right? We'll relatively see AU appreciating, as that drops. Because again, this is an inverse relationship. AU, if the US dollar drops, AU will go up, and vice versa. So this lines up beautifully with the fundamentals, with the technicals on both for DXY and then just this chart as it sits. So it's looking pretty good, looking pretty damn good. Would love to see some sort of quick drop and then bullish engulfing, morning star, seller's exhaustion, any sort of bullish variation crossing back through the MAs. That would be really nice to enter on. So this is looking good. And this little trade set up here, it's like a 4-0. Again, your stop loss would be 40 pips, looking to get 160. You're protecting yourself by the structure level outside the MAs. Once you get that confirmed higher low, that would then be another level of safety for your stop loss to be placed outside of. Okay, so that's pretty good. Looking good so far. That's AU. Let's move on to AJ. This one is looking really, really nice as well. Let's go to the daily for a second. Get that one look. Very bearish. One look. Everybody knows the rules. So here's a lower high. We should coin our own term with like Forex related. We'll come up with it. One look, everybody knows the rules. All right, so this is the lower high. We're seeing price action pull back to that level, which is also right where this monthly is. So on the overall time frame here on the daily time frame, it's definitely bearish until this monthly is broken, but that doesn't mean that the lower time frames are not bullish. So let's drop to the 4 hour right now. Much like AU, very, very strong bullish trend, 4 hour bullish trend. Huge reversal from the monthly, got a nice head and shoulders, pulled back, followed by consolidation. But we are seeing higher low after higher low here, which is great, just pushing up in this little mini trend here. And then we finally broke 74.65. So this is pretty significant because this was such a key level in this transition over here. It was support, then resistance, then it held this resistance again. Now we finally broke, and now it's holding as support. So this is actually a really, really interesting spot where AJ's at because it's looking like it's forming a flag. Like this is not the cleanest flag. I would have liked to see more of a rally, a quick rally, and then this flag form. But this is looking like a continuation pattern. So like we have clear break, clear closure above the 74.65 handle. And then price action's coming back for, to find support. Get a little bit of a double bottom here, tons of exhaustion. So it's looking really good. I'm going to drop to the 1 hour for a second, kind of show you guys what needs to happen to go long here. So this is exactly what we want to see. We want to see this level break right here. I'm actually going to be conservative with it and call it 74.8. 74.8. Okay, we'll get rid of this for a second. Boom. And we essentially want to see this. Want to see a break of this little pattern here. Okay, want to see this happen. Break, pullback, quick retest of broken resistance turn support, enter on some bullish setups. And then we're targeting all the way up towards our key resistance around 76, or what was it? Yeah, 76 is monthly. So we get potentially all the way up to here, 76 flat. But this is what you want to look for. This is a clear transition of this lower time frame. You just want to see a break and retest and then continuation to the upside, confirmed by bullish setups. So this is looking very, very clear. Yeah, we just want to get a pop above this handle right here at 74.8. Let's go back to the 4 hour, see if it makes sense. Yep, it does. So we're looking, so right, we want to see this continuation here. Just push price action much higher, breaking of this pattern. And then we're going to target 76 because it's the next key resistance and it would also fill this range, which we've seen filled before. So this is looking like a very high probability trade. Looking to risk 40 pips to get about 120, almost 3-0 risk reward. Looking really, really good. Let's move on to EU. Let me just grab a tissue real quick.
No
geez,
problem.
killing me again. Unbelievable. Give me 1 second.
No problem. So for the 46 people in here, we are going to do a little giveaway. If you guys want to enter the giveaway, just post in the chat your Discord name. If you guys are not in the Discord, I'm just going to drop the link. Boom. In here. So yeah, if you guys want, if you get well soon. If you guys want in on the giveaway, it's going to be $25 giveaway. Just post your name in the chat, and only people that are inside of this call are going to be entered into the spots.
Yep. Great opportunity, guys. Little giveaway. We do these pretty much every live session. So yeah, take advantage of it. It's a giveaway, you know, it's nice to have. All right, so here we are on EU. Let's take that one look on the daily time frame, see what's going on, zoom out. Super bearish, very, very bearish in this channel. Definitely looking like that's the overall bias here. However, we did see a break of this channel on this huge rally, humongous rally, and now we got a giant flag pattern. So I think it's better to say we can get a better judge of you know, where price action is going on this 4 hour time frame. You know, but on the higher time frame here, you really want to see a break of this monthly to then be clear bullish, right? Even though, you know, we did see a few lower highs here, you know, kind of erased and broken, levels broken. So we want to go to the 4 hour, get a better idea of what current price action is doing, right? Huge rally, very, very bullish on the 4 hour, which is a good sign. This is that daily flag, right? Held this level at 1.12 very, very strongly. Good level to see. And then we started getting some higher lows here. So this was hinting at, you know, continuation to the upside. Let me just highlight this right here. These, where was it? Higher lows here. So you can just see that it's kind of inching up. So this is a higher low, this is a higher low. And, you know, ultimately it broke out of this flag pattern. Great sign. Pulled back, almost tested this little structure level at 1.125. It would have been nice to see if it kind of pulled back a little bit more, but nonetheless, this is still considered a higher low here, especially if we break this structure level here. So let me show you what this is looking like on the 1 hour. I'm going to get rid of this actually. We don't need trade path 2 anymore. So this is that higher low, right? So right now we want to see it get a price action get above this level, right at, where is it? Right here at 1.13. So we want to see a little break above that. That would then confirm this 4 hour, you know, higher low, and then we would be seeing another leg to the upside, a little bit of a rally, in which case we'll be targeting 1.135 first, followed by a monthly at 1.15. So this could be a pretty massive trade. Looking like 65 pips to get 200, 3 to 1 risk reward. Looking pretty good. So again, a couple confirmations away from an entry here. If you're on the 1 hour, wait for this handle to break at 1.13. You know, but it's definitely looked as a nice bullish variation here. You know, 4 in a row, MA cross, nice double bottom on a lower time frame. So it's looking pretty good, looking pretty damn good so far. So again, yeah, a couple confirmations away from this entry. So you know, like this. So this would be a great example on the 1 hour of a analysis that we would put out in our signals, our premium signals. or premium analysis rather. So this is where we would put it leading up to the trade. And this is literally one step before an actual execution. So that's right where this is, right before those confirmations, those final confirmations. This is that kind of chart that we would then drop in that premium analysis section for you guys. Okay, so that's EU. Let's move on to EJ and then gold, which is very exciting. I will get to gold in a second. Let's zoom out on EJ, see what's going on, get that one look on the daily. Bearish as hell. Really, there's no arguing that. It's just damn obvious. Look how bearish it is. Okay, but we do have a bit of a break of this bearish channel here. Quick push to the 123.5 handle, pulled back to test as they get in the area that it broke around 119.5, and then it's continuing back to the upside. So let's go ahead and get on the 4-hour, see what's going on here. Bullish trend, 4-hour time frame, pretty easy to see. And then we have a bit of an ascending triangle here. So not the cleanest pattern. I know somebody asked me about this last session. Not the cleanest pattern, but it is still technically an ascending triangle, right? We have higher lows here, clear ceiling of resistance at 121.5, and price action just inching up to it. So again, not the clearest, but just something to be aware of. It's good to see this sort of hiking higher, and then ultimately breaking this 121.5 handle, closed above, pulled back, and now we're getting a bit of a pattern here as well, looking like a continuation pattern. We did put this trade out yesterday. It was a little bit early on it. If we go to the 1-hour, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So just to be clear, I'm bullish on this, very, very bullish on this. I entered right here on this break, MA cross, and this huge bullish variation. So a little bit early, but nonetheless, it's still a continuation pattern. So I wasn't really worried when this was going through this little drawdown here. Wasn't worried at all. As you can see, I'm very confident in my analysis. I was able to identify this as a pattern early on. Tons of protection where my stop loss is. And this is 75 pips to get about 182, 2.4 risk reward. So look, it's breaking to the upside right now, confirming this continuation pattern. Yeah, again, so this is why it's good to be confident in your analysis, but either way, this is looking more bullish than anything else. So here's a quick analysis on a potential entry for you guys, what this could look like. Where is this drawing tool? Oops. So you essentially could enter on something like this, guys, right? Whoops, that's a busted arrow. Okay, so you guys want to see a little break, which is happening right now. You can get on a quick retest either on the backside of a momentum candle, or if we do just get an actual retest where we'll see a consolidation, pullback, enter on a morning star, and so on. Yeah, and then that would be great for entry. But right now, this is rallying pretty hard. So just be aware of those confirmations. And you could get in on a potentially good trade here. Excuse me 1 second. Again, allergies. Oh, yeah.
We're going to take a look. I'm actually pretty pumped to look at gold too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll show you in a second. It's looking pretty nuts. Just get rid of this. Oh, my Lord. Hold on. There we go. All right, guys. So that's EJ. Definitely looking bullish as hell. Let's jump to the 4-hour, see if it makes sense. Yep, if this area breaks, we're above the weekly here. And then we're looking to get towards 123.5, which would fill this range. And it's also our next key resistance, which we saw rejected from over here. That's why we're targeting that handle. So it's looking pretty good, guys. I mean, again, this trade is out. We'll just be giving updates as it progresses. So EJ looking pretty good. And then finally onto gold, which is the rally of the week. Oh, my Lord. Let's go to the daily. One look. Super bullish. I mean, we've been bullish. We've been covering this pretty closely for a while. 4-hour, super bullish. So there was no real great entry as far as structure goes. This was more so just price action trading, how gold's been moving lately. So a good example, we have the symmetrical triangle, right? We broke 1730. You were able to enter on an MA cross here, bullish variation. Definitely huge, huge entry right here. We actually caught this a couple of weeks ago. At the end of June, this was a really great trade. But now we had this ascending channel here. And then, we found this little structure level at 1765. So we broke this level, found a lot of support here, got some MA crosses, some potential entries here on the higher lows. But, either way, we've been targeting 1800 for weeks now. And we've been calling it, if you go back through any of our videos, we've been calling 1800 for weeks and weeks and weeks. So to see this actually play out now, this week was really nice, good momentum in the market. Definitely some entries on this, on these higher lows here. But guys, yeah, this played out perfectly. I mean, if you just go to our analysis, On TradingView, it's literally just following this trade path you could see here, and then you could obviously stalk this this pair for the last few weeks through all the analyses that we've been posting. It's been very consistent. It's actually been really easy to read, and yeah, just good price action all around. So 1800 was hit. Now we're looking to either keep continuing up to our weekly with this momentum, which is at 1825, about 150 pips away. So we could definitely see it looks like there's a lot of volume here, so we could definitely see this push up into that weekly. Let's go to the daily for a second. Yeah, so guys, we're in uncharted waters right now. So yeah, we're definitely looking for some sort of break and retest of 1800, see how it's going to react at this level, and then we'll reanalyze and get a better idea of where gold's going. So quick recap, guys. I did DXY, AU, AJ, EU, EJ, and gold. EJ is skyrocketing. Or no, wait, what was it? Yeah, EU and EJ are skyrocketing right now. Just starting to rally. Really good to see. And I'll pass this off to Angelo, and he'll get into some of the majors for you guys.
So again, if you guys want it on the giveaway, just post your Discord name in the chat right now. At the end of this, I will go over that. Let's get my chart up. Boom. Again, Nick went over DXY. It's kind of falling off right now. Let's go. Let's start off with USEF. Let's start off on the weekly time frame. So USEF has been bearish for quite some time now. As always, let's just do some top-down analysis. All the way up to the monthly is, we've been bearish. We broke below, a lot of consolidation here. Then we finally broke below. We're below this weekly level. As I come down to the weekly, what I can see is that we're just bearish overall. We got lower low here, lower low here, lower high forms when this all crosses over. Boom. So let's go down time frame. Just look where we see structure a little bit more clearly. On this daily time frame, I've had my fib on here for literally all the way since March. This fib's been on here. So see how I'm on this daily time frame. I recognize this is my structure overall. We broke this low, made a new low, came back, retested all these levels, made these lower highs. Now we can focus in on right here. Right here, we broke below this level, this weekly level of support, this weekly key level. So let's take a look on the lower time frame at what's going on inside of these areas. On the 4 hour, we just have a nice downtrend. Lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then right here, we have the next lower high made. This is why I have this marked off. This is really what needed to break for us. So we retested that level. We had a little bit of a fake out here, a little bit of a break upwards, which is why I waited on this. But then inevitably, as soon as this random line broke, this support, this is when we started to get bearish on this again. So think about it. We just cycled through the weekly time frame, the daily time frame, and now the 4 hour time frame. They're all bearish. So now I can continue to cycle down. I like to hop from the 4 hour right to the 30-minute. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go right to the 30-minute time frame. And let's just look again at 30-minute structure. How is it forming? We had this lower low here. We had this pullback, lower high, made this low, pulled back. Inevitably, we made another lower high. If I line this off, boom, like this. So I want to take a look at this area really quickly. Some people might say, oh, is this broken? Look how this formed. So we came back all the way up to retest this previous lower high. We had this bullish candle, this doji, bearish candle. So this is just tested. Pretend this doji isn't there. These are together. Then again, same thing. Broke above this level, doji, bearish candle. So that means that this level was then respected. We got, what are potential entry opportunities on this? We always want to enter on lower highs. So on the concept of the weekly's bearish, daily's bearish, 4 hours bearish. Now we're on the 30-minute, which is our entry time frame. Where's our entries? Whenever lower highs form. So whenever this cross happens and we get some sort of bearish movement through the moving averages, that's when we'll enter. Then we can put our stops either right above this lower high that just formed or above this 200-day moving average right here. Then we have another little pullback, very minor, could have entered again on this, came down, made a new low. Then we're getting this pullback. This was maintained, blue over red all the way up until this point up here. Then we had a crash. We entered earlier in the week on yesterday. We actually entered either yesterday or on Sunday's live call. We entered, when's this, July 7th. So yeah, we entered yesterday. This was during yesterday's live session. As this happened, this moving average cross, had our stops above this level. Actually exited that position pretty much at break even, but now the market is continuing to show us that the bears are ready. Had another entry opportunity right here, which we took as soon as that happened, and I was able to put stops a little bit closer, which is always good. So we got stops above this lower high that formed and above this 200-day, which is the best thing to really have. Right now we're getting into some profits. I wouldn't exactly enter now. It's a little bit late, but you see what we're trying to do. We're just trying to continue this 30-minute trend. Just had a nice break of support here. Where are we targeting? I am going to be targeting the 4-hour time frame. I have some targets on the signals. This is definitely one target that needs to break this 93900 level. This level is definitely major support, as you can see. Was respected twice. If it breaks here, this thing's going to fall pretty rapidly. And then where we'll look next to target will be based on this 4-hour, based on this support here, resistance here, support here. So I just put this random red line. That's going to be kind of our next targets. And as you can see, we've got some good risk reward going right now, 2.5. So we're going to try to maintain this all the way down into those levels. And we'll see where USEF goes, kind of goes along with DXY, because DXY has fallen as well. DXY is just continuing this trend like Nick went over, 4-hour time frame. Boom, just continuing, daily time frame, bearish, again, just continuing. So we'll see how this all shakes out. Let's bump over to NU. I want to do like a fresh analysis on NU because I am continuing to anticipate NU falling, but I just don't know. Not that I don't know, it's just not ready yet. So I posted a premium analysis yesterday just on like a 30-minute transition that happened. I want to go over why that analysis is not as significant. So let's go to the weekly time frame. The weekly, this is what we're looking for. We've got this weekly trend line, boom, right here. This is kind of our first opportunity to form that lower high. Our next one would definitely be up in this area up here. But if this breaks, then we'll bring that onto the chart and see. But so right now, weekly time frame. Last week, obviously formed very bullish, a lot of bullish momentum, really no wick. Down to the daily time frame, obviously, we are in an uptrend right now. We do have this weekly confluence area, which is what I'm basing this on. But let's continue to cycle down. 4-hour time frame, obviously bullish as hell. Now, despite being bullish on the 4-hour, the daily, when would we want to hop in to catch this weekly move, to kind of snipe this move? And I wouldn't drop below the 1-hour. Considering how bullish the 4-hour and the daily is, we would need the 1-hour to significantly break. We would need a break of structure on the 1-hour time frame. If I look at 1-hour structure right now, this is what I'm looking at. We have this high, we have this higher low here, this little minor cross, this pullback, then we made a new high here, this pullback, made this higher low, then we came all the way up, maintained all the way up until this level, made a new high, pulled back, obviously crossed here, and we just made this level support. We made this level support. So in order for me to short on NU, I would need this to break. This would have to break. And until that breaks, this thing could potentially continue to go bullish. This does not correlate with the USEF trade that I'm in right now, obviously, because USEF, I'm trying to short. If I were to short this as well, I would be pretty much committing suicide. You know what I'm saying? On this, one of these would not work out well for me. So yeah, we got to wait for NU. At the moment, this thing could continue to go bullish. If it does break this trend line, like I said, we're going to then target this supply zone up here, which I have marked, and we'll look for reversals again on the 1-hour. pretty much in that area. So we'll see how this shakes out with NU. I'm just going to put this. I always put red for pairs that I'm on the daily or the 4-hour time frame. I'm waiting NU for days. Yeah. I mean, NU is going to set up nicely. We just got to be patient. Right now, there is still some bearish pressure when it comes to DXY. I mean, the US is just a mess right now, so it's honestly expected to be like this at the moment. So we'll see. But I will not act on this until a 1-hour level is broken, guys. Until the 1-hour breaks, this significant structure level, until this breaks. Once that breaks, I can comfortably short, put stops above here, and we can ride this out on the weekly. But yeah, we're going to wait on this. Let's go to UCAD now. So UCAD's dumping, which is looking beautiful. Let's go to the daily time frame on this. Let's remove all this, just update all of our analysis. Let's start on the weekly. So the weekly time frame, we have been taking shorts on UCAD for quite a while until we came into this daily support level. This is where things got tricky. We came into this daily support level. We found a lot of buyers in this area. But now look at this monthly. We just rejected this on the weekly with a huge bearish engulfing. So I'm expecting right now for us to potentially come back down on this weekly and retest this level.
Wow. That's big.
Yeah,
That's
so
big.
obviously a lot of pressure came in the market. And if we just look on the daily time frame is still bearish. We actually just pulled back, made this lower high. This could potentially be some sort of like head and shoulders forming at the moment right now. As we go down to the 4-hour, boom, 4-hour time frame. What are we looking at here? When are we looking to short? The 4-hour, I would actually just go from the daily to the 1-hour right here. I'll take a look at the 1-hour time frame. So when would I consider short opportunities on this? At the moment, I wouldn't consider anything yet. Obviously, we're double topping off this monthly resistance level, but I need some sort of structure to form here to break. This 1-hour time frame for me was bullish once these levels broke. This level here, boom, and then we also had this level break here. And as we can see on this 4-hour time frame, the 4-hour actually broke this level, made a high. Now we're on this higher low. Now we're dumping off from this 200-day moving average. So much like NU, I need to wait until my rules are met, guys. This could be like a double top. This could be, there's a lot of confirmation here to take a trade. Don't get me wrong if you were really looking at this on the 30-minute. But for me personally, I'm not comfortable with taking a trade until some sort of structure is broken, until we get some sort of lower high form in this area. So I'm just going to wait for this to close, maybe another retest of this area before getting short on this as well. So we're going to keep UCAD on the orange. That just means that we're on the lower time frame. I'll update this in the premium analysis as things play out. Let's go to GU. So this is GU's analysis from yesterday. Obviously, it's playing out pretty well. Let's just hit up to the weekly, see what's going on. So pretty much on this weekly time frame, we've been talking about this is overall very bearish, but we're getting a lot of bullish pressure. Last week formed a morning star, moving averages crossed here. What is my expectation, or what am I thinking? I'm thinking we could push higher back into this monthly resistance level, potentially find sellers back in this area. So that means until we get up there, we're pretty much looking for buying opportunities. If I hit the 1-hour, 1-hour is bullish. We made this high, made this higher low here. Then we retested this, broke higher. Now we're making another higher low. Where would our potential entry be? Realistically, if we wanted to ride out this trend, potential entry would have been right there. Boom, and then you got to target this level. So you can get to around 1-to-1 and then move your stops to break even. Obviously, we're getting some profit now, but I just personally wouldn't take this trade. I'm just going to wait on this and see how things kind of shake out. Even if we come down to the 30-minute time frame, we're getting a little bit of like a flag forming. But again, I'm not trying to take any trades on GU at the moment. I am more waiting for GU to come back into this zone up here, and try to play out this overall move. So, we'll see if DXY keeps dumping. GU will keep going up.
The thing is melting right now.
What, DXY?
DXY, yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
Oh, yeah, it's done.
And
So,
it's done. He goes, oh, it's done. It's it. It's over.
let's hit UJ. UJ has been fucking around in this area for quite some time. I mean, UJ overall is bearish, right? But right now there's more buyers in the market than sellers. So let's just go down to the daily. And again, every single time we're just looking, where do we see structure the clearest? We have this low pullback. We have this lower high. We came down to this weekly support level, retested, found support, pulled all the way back up to this high right here, which is that daily lower high. We found all the sellers we needed. Boom, back down to this level. Now we just grab buyers. Where are we looking to go next on this? Let me hit the 4-hour. 4-hour time frame is where I'm kind of basing this on. And 4-hour is bullish. We just made this high, pulled back. Now we're making, we retested this level twice. So pretty much I'm waiting on either one of two scenarios, either a break of this random line, and then we'll head lower. And again, me and Nick always forecast two ideas because we're not committed to either side of the market. We're just going to, when price shows us something, we are going to just react, and we're going to take a trade based on what we see. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, we don't have a crystal ball. We're not here trying to, make like predictions like that. We're following price action, like Angelo said, and we're ready for either scenario.
Whenever you find yourself thinking too much, I feel like, especially about fundamental, when you start thinking like anticipating something's going to happen, like you're going to be on the other side of it, blah, blah, blah. Like, don't do that. Just trade what you see. DXY is falling. USEF is forming bearish structure on every time frame. You should be selling. You know what I mean? You should be selling. You should put your stops where they are, and inevitably ride out the trade. Whatever happens at the end of the day happens. So these are one of two scenarios I'm looking for UJ. Obviously, we're in some sort of like consolidation range within this whole entire thing. So ideally, to actually get long on this, we want to wait until this pops above this level right here. So we need some developments to happen on UJ. It's low on my watch list right now. I'm not really looking to do anything with UJ at the moment. And last but not least, let's hit GJ. So we've just been anticipating GJ getting up into this level, which now that we're here, let's take a look on this weekly time frame. We're hitting this weekly level of resistance right now. Obviously, very bullish at the moment. Let's go down to the daily time frame. This just formed a higher low. So let's just look at structure. This daily structure was bearish. Then we broke. Do this a little bit cleaner. We broke this right here, made a new high, pulled back, made this higher low. Boom. So now if I hit the 1 hour, we're just trying to continue to maintain this 1 hour structure right now. So 1 hour broke structure right here, made this high, pulled back, higher low, made this high, pulled back, higher low, retest, higher low. All the entries are on these higher lows, guys. So whenever price makes a new high, moving averages cross, red over blue, and then they cross again, that is where we're trying to enter. Because then we could put our stops below this higher low that just formed. So we would enter right there. We would enter right here. And if you look at all of our entries, it's the same thing. We enter right there. And then right now, we have something similar to this happening, obviously, once this closes. So that could be a potential entry, but I'm not just entering based on that. I'm also looking at, okay, now that we're in this weekly key level, this could potentially have a lot of sellers. Previously, look, rejection, broke above, and then rejection, a lot of sellers. So we'll see. This thing could continue to just ascend higher. Again, if this were to close and you wanted to long at this level, stops would just be below this area, and then we would start to target these higher levels. I personally want to wait until it really gets above this weekly key level. So ideally we pop above, and then we get in on the next higher level. So we make a new high, pull back, make a new higher low. Then I will definitely get long on this. Boom. And as always, just bump up time frames for your projections. Where would I project to? I would definitely look at this 200-day EMA first for projections on this. And that's what, I would be targeting. So we're going to wait on this. We're going to wait on the 1 hour. We'll see if this continues to go bullish. As you can see right here, if I drag this across, this was a previous high. I could totally see this coming up, rejecting it, and then making that next higher low right there based on that level. So again, we'll keep you guys updated on this as much as possible. We're trying to talk about entries a little bit more because I know you guys want to talk about entries. That's the main thing that you guys want to focus on. Me and Nick will try to talk about where we're entering and why with every single trade. And obviously, when it comes to entries, like the rule of thumb for us is we enter on the 30-minute and the 1 hour time frame, and we always try to enter on higher lows or lower highs. We always try to enter on structure. We're not trying to enter at a high and then you got to wait and see what happens with that, where that higher low is or whatever. That's one style, and then my other style that I'm kind of doing is similar to this NU trade, is when we are all the way up at these like weekly key levels. And I know there's a lot of confirmation there on the weekly. Like once we get up, especially into this supply zone, and there's like a trend line there, supply zone previously fell off, bearish structure. All of a sudden now I'm on the 1 hour, on the 30-minute, and that first break of structure on that time frame, I might enter. Put stops all the way above the demand. It just depends. It's very situational. But for the most part, entries always on higher lows and lower highs. That's it, 30-minute and 1 hour. So we'll continue to go over that. Again, if you guys want in on the giveaway, just put your name in the chat, and we're going to update premium analysis. Last but not least, we do have this special deal going on right now. Premium signals, $149 one-time fee. So you're going to get everything included in this: signals, fundamental updates, trading plan, live sessions, and there's a full course included in this as well. There's currently 8 spots left, so we're only doing 10 spots for this. So if you guys want in on this, just shoot me a message after this in the Discord chat, and we'll help get you guys set up. And again, everything included: signals, this signals chat that everyone seems to love. Every week we'll update all of our results, and yeah, we're just trying to be as transparent as possible. And if you guys don't know this memes chat, post your memes in here. Every other week, we're gonna pick a giveaway winner for the memes chat. Someone won yesterday, $50 giveaway. So yeah, we're gonna keep the giveaways going. We're gonna keep things moving. And tomorrow we'll be on the same exact time, 9 a.m. EST. We'll see how things shake out. We'll see how things shake out with Youssef. At this point, Youssef's up. So at this point, Youssef's up 25 pips. Our stop loss is at 27 pips. This is where you start to think about moving your stops to break even, stuff like that. What I'll do though is I'll always bring on my fibs, and I'll see, is this 618 in play, because this thing could potentially pull back, and ideally I want the 618 to be below my entry, because then the 618 and 38.2 are like the main fib levels that if this is inevitably a healthy trend, that they will respect, and this will continue off of those levels. So that's just kind of maintaining orders. little tidbit on maintaining orders. And yeah, that's pretty much it for us.
Yeah, so we'll see how this plays out, guys. Again, we'll be here tomorrow, 9 a.m. Same thing, covering these pairs again. So, guys, yeah, thanks again. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this analysis.
Okay, so we'll see you guys tomorrow. And once again, we appreciate all your guys' support. Peace.